y'all doing? Well, you know who this is. This is Butterscotch Angie. And I'm getting ready to do the part 2 of the Black History Month celebration for February. Yes, we are at the end. Now, there go my logo, people. They finally put my logo where it needs to be put. Now, next thing we're going to do, I'm going to have somebody create me a background because I want to change the background too. Okay? So anyway, I want to say happy February. Today's the 27th, as you can see. And I had a guest coming, but things happen. So like I always say, the show must go on, right? Well, there you have it. And I will just be doing Black History by myself. This is part 2. Well, first of all, let me get off this feed right now. Goodbye, everybody. This is Butterscotch Angie, as you already know. Peace out. You can watch me on Channel 34 when you get the opportunity. See, I got people calling in, but they're going to have to wait. Hi, I'm in recording right now. Well, you know, that's one thing about the smartphones, right? Everybody got to have a smartphone. What can you say?
Yes.
Anyway, let's get down to business. Well, I would like to read you something right now, real quick, while I'm sitting here. Like I said, there is so much that we don't know about our history. It's so much that you probably shut down the whole continent if you heard everything about our history. And there was one story I got to tell you that I was told. They call them alligator babies. Now, I happened to be watching a program on cable. It was about Black history, back time, slavery time, right? And I was applauded. So I got to tell y'all this. I said, you got to be kidding. I said, I shouldn't be surprised with all the things that happened during that time to people, human beings. Well, let me tell you what they used to do. It was so shocking to me when I actually saw a footage of this. They would take the mothers. First of all, back then, you know, all that cookie stuff that people eat in the South, chitlins and all that crap, hog's head and all that crap. Well, that all comes from the history of from slavery. So you'll know about that southern dish they turned into a meal and made it yummy, where people started making them, selling it in their restaurants down south. Okay? It's a tradition. Intestines. They call them chitlins. Chitlins are intestines. But anyway, let me tell you the story about the alligator babies. If y'all didn't hear about it. Because one thing I noticed, that all the slave movies they make about slavery, showing people getting whipped and raped and all kinds of crap, they never show you what they do to these people's babies. Well, let me tell you. During that saga, listen to this. Listen to this, Brian. Show you how horrible they are. And they got the nerve to talk about people from foreign countries for being barbaric. We got barbaricness right here in this country. So let's check this out. Listen to this. Now, when I tell you the story, think about something. I'm going to tell you something else. Let me just get to the story. Ready? Let me take a deep breath. Whew, ready for this one? Well, when they were going through recession or whatever, the economy was bad back then or whatever, so they were starving too, so they had to start killing alligators for their skin, which, you know, they still do. Elephant horns are worth a lot of money. They're still killing that poor element. This is all nature. And what would they do? In order for them to catch the alligators, they would take the slaves' babies from the mamas, put them in a net. Babies be in the net, crying while they sitting back waiting for the alligator to come out the water to snatch up the babies. So then that's how they would catch the alligators. They would take the slaves' newborn babies and feed it to the alligator so they could kill the alligator to get the skin. Now, if you notice, in all those slave movies they never show you that barbaric scene. And you gotta ask yourself, why? But they rather show you the scenes showing people getting whipped to death, hanging on a pole, naked, getting whipped with whips all over their body, women being raped. They rather continue to show you those scenes. But you should ask yourself, why haven't they ever showed you what they do to these babies? Okay. So that's something you need to ask yourself too, people. Because see, there's a lot of history that you don't know about. And there's a lot of history they really don't want you to know about. But you got the opportunity with this new technology to find out just about anything you want. That's why I say it's so vital, people of color, that you need to teach this stuff to your kids. Get them out of the rap game, the videos, and all that stuff, and let them learn something about the history. Because I'm telling you, maybe they'll feel how important they really are as people. Because this is what we lack. And I say it wholeheartedly. This is one of the things we lack with people of color. I understand you got to work 2 jobs. You're a single mom or single pops. Somebody got to feed the family. You got to keep up the roof to be able to pay that high rent you pay. But you still got to make time for your kids to know what's going on with your children. And this is what we continue to lack. It doesn't matter if you're low income, rich. Like I said, we all have the same organs. We all bleed the same way, people. That's one thing. Only thing is, we all got different shades of skin color and hair and eyes and texture and all that stuff. But as far as our bodies, we all have the same organs. There's nothing different. Because if you need blood, guess what? And I'm a blood donor. You're not going to turn away my blood if you want to live, honey. You're going to take it so you can live. So stop the nonsense, okay? Just saying. But I had to bring that up to you because it's insane. When I saw this documentary on cable, it was on the History Channel. This was a couple years ago. I was like, oh my God. And then that's when I thought about all the movies they made. They never showed that barbaric part. I guess they said that would be too gruesome to the world to really see how barbaric the USA really is. And for you to go in these other countries invading them because of greed, you know, you got a lot of nerve. There's so much stuff that I don't even want to go there. That's another topic. So we're going to get back to the topic because I'm getting ready to go in, but I'm not going to go there. So let's get down to business now. Let's talk about a little Black History Month. I just wanted to share that with you. And if you get an opportunity, you know what? You should look it up. Look it up. Key it in on your phone, wherever. Tell me about the alligator babies. That's what they call them. They call them alligator babies because these people, these menaces, would take these newborn babies out to the water, the bay, where the alligators are. Use them as bait. Bunch of babies in a net. Picture it. They're bait in a net, crying, and then the alligators come out and swipe them down, and that's when they get the alligator just to cut them open. They take off their skin and sell it. That's horrible. That is so freaking horrible. But I had to tell y'all that story. So maybe you'll get a little zazz in yourself and start reading some history. So you can break it down to your kids to understand that they're just as important as the next person. Okay? Because like I said, a lot of this stuff was invented by people of color. There's over 100-something inventions that you don't even know about. So many inventions that were discovered by people of color. But all the stuff is there. All you got to do is grab it and look it up. It might give your kids an incentive to get their education, do the right thing instead of being on the street corner with their pants down. Or the girls walking around with their chest out and wearing spandex in the winter cold thinking they cute. Or wearing all them fake eyelashes, which you can see that are fake. Come on, stop it. I can go there, I can go in, I can go out, but I'm gonna be honest with you. And I get so sick because my daughter, she's addicted to the fake eyelashes too. Raven, what do you need eyelashes? You got beautiful long eyelashes. Why do you need them fake eyelashes? They look fake. And you know what? All you celebrities out there, you need to stop wearing them fake eyelashes. Pretty soon you ain't gonna have no eyes. Keep wearing all them chemicals on your eyes and watch your eye deteriorate. Stop it. Some things you just need to leave alone. People. Oh, excuse me. You need to just leave alone. So anyway, I would like to read you this quote from Maya Angelou's quote. You ready? Tell me what you think. I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. There is no great agony than bearing an untold story inside you. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. Oh boy. Okay, let me finish. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Prejudice is a burden that confuses the past, threatens the future, and renders the present unacceptable. Love recognizes no barriers. It jumps hurdles, leaps fences, penetrates walls to arrive at its destiny full of hope. Nothing will work unless you do. My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive and do so with some passion. You heard that? Some compassion, some humor, and some style. We delight in the beauty of the butterfly. Oh, I love butterflies. But rarely admit the change it has gone through to achieve that beauty. Success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. Thank you, Maya Angelou. You know, that is so true in every word form that I read from this thing. There's nothing else I can say about that. Because it needs no self-explain. It's right there in front of you. All you got to do is grab it, master it, and then saute it, however you want to saute it, and then taste the wealth, if that's what you want to call it. Or taste the happiness that you want to have for yourself. And then, Obama. Wow. And I tell you, that was an accomplishment to have a person of color become president. But I want to let you know, centuries ago, they don't like to talk about it, there was a black president way back in the 1800s. They ain't tell you that, right? Okay, of course not. Okay. So, Obama is really not the first. That's why I just want to let you know. Well, this is what Obama said. Barack Obama. Change will not come if you wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. If you're walking down the right path and you're willing to keep walking, eventually you'll make progress. I think when you spread the wealth around, it's good for everybody, and I totally agree. You know, my faith is one that admits some doubt. And you know what? He's right. People are so selfish, judgmental, and they continue to be that way. And that's why we're still where we are, people. And I'm going to bring it up again because Women's Month is coming up, and I'm excited about Women's Month, you know, and I plan on having a big spread of women that I would like to give appreciation and certificates to, that I feel are very deserving because they do a lot. As small business women, as women in the community, a pillar in the community. It's very important that you get to meet these women because they are doing their thing. Sometimes they don't get the recognition, just like I don't get the recognition for what I do. But you know what I say? The Creator sees it all, so I don't worry about that. Because He sees everything around us. He knows what's going to happen tomorrow, the day before. You know? So, with that, what Mr. Obama said was that with wealth, you need to spread that wealth. The wealth can mean love, compassion. It doesn't basically mean money. Wealth is what you make it to be. You know, the beauty of wealth is when you share that love and guidance to someone to make a difference in their life. You see, because when people hear wealth, first thing they thinking about is glorious money and gold. But as you can see, a lot of people that's full of money and gold, they ain't happy. They got all that stuff, but they're not happy. They're not happy. And a person who don't have, all they can do is wish they had it. But they don't wish that you had it because it might not make you happy. You might lose something out because you wished upon a star that you wish you were wealthy. You wished on materialistic stuff instead of something that is meaningful. You know, in life. And as we all know, people who just get too greedy, they don't stay up top long. They don't. You know, you got childhood actors and actresses you used to watch on TV. Half of them, when you look at their cable, they're dead, drug overdose, because they never had a childhood. They're around all this wealth and never had a childhood. Parents got them in movies so they can feed their pockets, but the child is not happy. Child star. Don't know no other life because they've never been able to live a normal life. So these are the kind of things that happens in our everyday life, people, what I'm trying to tell you. You don't pay attention to your children. You think your child is above and beyond. They could do no wrong. And we won't talk about those that be in the feet in the church. They're the first ones to pop out with a baby. I'm just saying. Let me stop throwing shade, but hey, I'm keeping it real. Because I knew a lot when I went to school. A lot of them went to church. Oh, they got married young because the only reason they got married young because they want to keep it in the family. They had to get married because they had a baby or they were pregnant. Those days are over, honey. But you know what? I tell you, judgmental is judgmental. And people should watch what they say out their mouth because be careful. Because you know what? My auntie used to tell me, don't never say what you will never do. Don't never say that won't happen to you. And that's a true statement. And here, certain things that happened to me, I never thought they would happen to me, but they did. But it made me understand what that humble meant too, when I was going through the process of pain and suffering. I'm just saying, be careful what you wish for. Now, okay. I don't read that one. Brian, do you have any, can you show us some photos real quick? Bring up the multi one, Brian. I didn't bring all my stuff because I was expecting this young lady to be here today. Can you bring up a photo for Butterscotch? And I'm sorry, I forgot to bring the invention list, all the stuff that we discovered. We invented. It's over 100 names on it. I tell you. So, anyway, I just feel that this is so important. And like I said, I reach out to you, reach out to your children in your household. Tell them if they're going to get on the computer, go tell Gogo. Put this in and do some reading about history. You know, I find history so exciting. You know, all history, you know. When I read up on the Chinese regime, I was like, you know what I said? You know what I said? These are all people of color, by the way. See, slavery went across the continent in different continents. You know, Africa has always been the motherland, and it is the motherland. It's the Holy Land. And it's sad, because you got all kinds of stuff going on over there, along with greed of those diamonds and minerals, and they got people out there who's from there going after the diamonds, and they getting rich. Needless to say, we look at this as being normal because this is all we know. And every time you hit a barrier when you want to try to make change, either people are being assassinated. And then, do I need to say more? They're telling too much. We got to assassinate them. I tell you, rest in peace, my young man, Nipsey Hussle. He's a perfect example. He's a perfect example because he's like a young person to me compared to Martin Luther King, who was assassinated, Malcolm X, who was assassinated. Two major figureheads. And you know, the media feeds you this information, what they want to feed you, then you don't hear no more about it. It's up to us to keep it alive. You get what I'm saying? It's up to us to keep it alive, so you don't forget. But of course, they don't want that either. Need I say more? And that's just like my baby Tupac, and what's his name? They both got it, both mogul rappers. They both got killed, assassinated. And then they try to portray it on the media like it was a gang war. That's to throw you off. And of course, people always jump the gun before they hear all the facts. They race to the races before they hear all the facts. So to sit back and think and manifest before you run and do something stupid. And yes, anymore. Well, I tell you, there's so much that's involved with Black History Month. You know, I talked about the food. There's so much. I don't even know where to begin or start, but I'm going to keep going since I'm my only guest. But one thing I really like what Chuck D said, man. I have to repeat it again to you. Bring up Chuck D for me, baby. Chuck D says, I don't know what's wrong with my director today. Is he okay? Yeah, Chuck D said, this is part 2. I have to bring this up again because I find it so rewarding. Being positive is like going up to a mountain. Being negative is like sliding down a hill, honey. Can you picture me sliding down a hill? Somebody would love to see that happen. A lot of times people want to take the easy way out because it's basically what they've understood throughout their lives. I bring that up again. When things are too easy, you better watch out. You hear me? When things are too easy, you better be wary, people. Better be wary. You better be wary. You hear me? When you think things are easy, you think somebody's doing you a favor, especially you young people, you better wake up. That's just like a man coming up in a truck, see a bunch of kids, they know they're in the shelter, they're hanging around waiting to kidnap somebody's child. They pull out a pocket of money to induce the child to come so they can grab him and take him. You know, you have to be careful around all your surroundings, people. I used to tell my kids this all the time. My oldest daughter, when she got of age, I said, let me tell you something. There's bar, rape, date drugs out there, pill, rape drugs out there, and they're still out there. They ain't going nowhere. Now let me tell you something. To tell my daughter, when she came of age, I said, listen, let me tell you something. You pay for a drink, and you have to step away and go dance on the floor or to the ladies' room. Don't depend on your friends who's intoxicated like you are to watch your stuff, because they're not. How are they when they're intoxicated like you are? And that's the opportunity for somebody to slip up and put a little pinch of something in your drink. I tell you, and I learned that early. I was like, yo, if I'm leaving a drink, I ain't going back to drinking, because you never know what's in it. Pure fact. When you're going out, young people, you cannot depend on nobody but yourself. You have to, you can't. Friends or not, friends are there, friends are not. You know, I lost somebody this year, the beginning of the year. You know, he was a good kid. Well, he was in his 30s. He was a grown man. He had no children. He didn't leave no children behind. He had a good job. But on New Year's, intoxicated. He died, fell off the subway. He died. My condolences to Dickie and his family, again, it's just sad when I feel that when your child passes before you pass, it's supposed to be that way. Your child's supposed to outlive you, not the other way around. you know, and let's talk about the system for a little bit. Talk about the system for a little bit. Let me bring up the system for a little bit. I have to bring this up again because it's terrible. New York, I love New York. New York is highway robbery, sweethearts. And let me tell you something. We in the 20th century, right? 21st century, right? Check this out. Why are families still having children in shelters? Can somebody answer that for me? Why? I'll tell you why. It reminds you of slavery. I call it common law slavery because we're in a different era. We got all these things in front of us. But if you break it down, you'll see that it's another way of controlling people. And wasn't that how it was during slavery? People controlling other human beings, making them live the way they live, feeding them the garbage from the ruts from the chicken or the pig or whatever, and have them feed that to their kids so they can survive while they sit at their dinner tables and you feeding them and serving them food and they calling you the N-word. Well, let's zero in now. Listen to what I'm saying. We are now, look, I call it common law slavery. We're in that era still. Some of you might not agree with it, but if you think about it and analyze before you judge and open your mouth, maybe you'll get it. Here you got, let me show you what I mean by that. Let me break it down for you. Here we got children. Never seen a yard, never seen a bedroom, never seen grass, never even lived in an apartment complex. They living in hotel shelters, run-down hotel shelters. And then poor mama, she ended up getting knocked up again. Here comes some more kids to grow up in the shelter. Then you have a curfew. You got to be in a certain time. You in a certain time, they're going to take your bed. But they still getting paid for taking your bed. And mind you, the government pays these women and children to live like that. Over $2,500 a month to live in a rundown shelter. No way to cook your food. Can't even cook your own food. So most of the time, they go to the corner store to the Chinese man, who's also feeding them poison, and eat chicken and french fries or chicken and rice and beans and whatever, 24/7. Because they ain't got no way to cook their food. And that's a shame. Now, some of the shelters have glorified themselves where they have established for mothers and children, where they got kitchenettes in their rooms and stuff. Like it's a studio apartment. But the point is, their kids, they become conditioned. They say, well, as long as I got a kitchen, I got beds for my kids, and I got a cot for me to sleep on, I ain't got to pay no rent as they look at it. I ain't trying to find no apartment. That's what you call being conditioned. You lose your will. You give up. Or you just don't care. So that's the manifestation of common law slavery that we're still in. We're dealing with right now and continue to deal with. That's just one example. How somebody is making money for you to live like this. Instead of all these apartments they're building up, keep building and building, you can't afford it. And they're making them so small, it's ridiculous. Can you picture paying $1,500 for a studio apartment? Well, some idiots are paying it. You know why? Because they don't care, because they can afford it. But that's outrageous. $1,500 for a studio apartment. You know what a studio apartment consists of? A room with everything in it. One room, a bathroom separate, and a little kitchenette. That's a studio apartment. But yet, people getting paid $2,500 or more per family to live in a shelter environment. And they don't push them to help them look for an apartment. And then when they go and look for an apartment, you're dealing with racism, discrimination. They come up with all kind of excuse why you can't have the apartment. I had a friend who lives in Chelsea. She lives in Chelsea. She applied for this apartment complex over there on 8th Avenue. They came up with all type of excuse why she couldn't get it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because they already filled their quota. They only need 2 people of color. And all the rest, you already know what they are. There's always a catch. But you know what's crazy? You know what's the other crazy part about this whole saga? They need us like we need them. They need our signatures. Keeps them with full house money. That's just like, let me show you another thing. They got pantries. Some pantries suck, some pantries are pretty good. I go to pantries. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But you gotta know which ones to go to. That's the catch. Because I tell you, the ones in the low-income neighborhood, crap. That's if you like to eat food out of a can or stale bread that they got off somebody's bake truck. No. Because if you go on the other side of the island, people, they got pantries on the other side of the island, honey. But the pantries ain't like the one on this side, I tell you that. They got stuff that I definitely would like because I buy organic stuff. You know, I'm very funny when I buy in the grocery store. I'm like, oh my God, they got the green dressing that I like. Oh my God. I couldn't find that on this side of the island. No, but I find some black beans and a bunch of rice and dried beans. They got a lot of that. But if you go on the other side of the island where they got them pantries, you'll see the difference in the food. Now, if that ain't discriminatory, I don't know what it is, honey, but y'all need to check it out. And that's the same thing. I'm going to bring up another thing that you should know. These bodega stores, okay, fine. Your neighborhood stores, we call them bodega stores, right? Well, get this. Now, if I go on the other side of the island, over there on Highland, I'll use Highland as an example. A lot of stores. I go in this bodega store. They got fresh fruit in there, like they would have like a mini grocery store. Good deli meat, fresh deli meat, all kinds of salads. I mean salads. Macaroni salad, all kinds of salads. Hummer. I'm telling you. Now, that's a bodega store on the other side. Now, bodega store in my neighborhood, let me tell you what they have. They have cold cuts, standard cold cuts. You don't see no salads, something healthy. What you do see is a bunch of chips, Drake cakes, all kinds of cakes, candy, and other things. And then you look on the shelf, you go in there like, say, I needed some cat litter for my cat. Little thing, a bag of cat litter was like $6. I said, are you out your mind? Honey, let me get on this bus and go across town and go to this grocery store and get me some cat litter from a pet store so I can get me some cat litter for my cat. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Because the community which you live in sits on their rockers, gossip, be judgmental, try to put Christ in the word in their words about you need to pray. That's the number one they say. You go and ask them for help. They say, God sees you. You need to pray. Just ask Pop. He got faith. All this little organic bullshit. Excuse me. That they telling you. I believe in the Creator, but you can't believe in man, honey, because man is the one that fails you every time. The Creator does not. I don't know how to say it any clearer than that. Because we all bleed the same. We're all human beings. We all have feelings. And some feelings are stronger than others. And then you got people out here that really self-hate. Then you got people out here with mental conditions that they let out at a certain time to go kill somebody, innocent people, when they shouldn't even be out of the mental hospital. What kind of crap is that? There's so much that's going on around you people that you're just not paying attention to. What kind of crap is that to release somebody who's mental, really sick, to go release them to go out and kill an innocent person because he heard voices? How did this person get out on the street? Why was he released? I'm sorry, my shirt. Excuse me. My shirt coming. Lord have mercy. Why was this person released? It saddens me when I hear stories like that. But we sit around. We sit around and be judgmental until it happens to one of our own. We sit around and be judgmental. That's why nothing gets done the way it should get done or fulfilled. You know, I tell you, I had to bring that up because this is all part of Black History Month, the making around Black History Month, the shortest month of the year, which is a disgrace. And I say you need to celebrate it, embrace it. Not just for this February, but you should be embracing this. You should be embracing this every freaking month of who you are. Celebrate who you are and be proud of who you are as a person, as a human being. And then you should invite yourself to understand that everybody wants to be loved and cared about. Everybody has feelings that you should think about before you open your mouth. Because like I said, we all believe the same way. Right, Brian? We all stroke the same way. We all blink our eyes the same way. We all have all our organs are all the same. Women have babies the same way. They come out, or either they cut. They go through the whole ritual of the 9 months. They get bloated, whatever. So, that's what I have for you. You know, I don't really know what else to say, but I hope you enjoy the show. And I hope I'm able to give you a little bit of history. You know, for those who didn't know about the alligator baby, but I had to bring that one up. I said, you know what? I got to bring up the alligator baby because that just blew my mind when I saw it on the History Channel. And, you know, hint, hint, you know, you should go on the History Channel. History Channel got a lot of interesting stuff up there, believe it or not. You know, because I just happened to flip to my cable since I pay $200-something every month for this crazy cable. Everything's going up. It's getting rich, and the service is horrible. Any way you look at it. You pay more money, and your service get worse. That's the same thing in the grocery store. You go in the grocery store, right? Now, I don't know about y'all. I know when I grew up on Oreo cookies, right? It's like Oreos with milk, dip it in the milk. Oh, yum, yum, yum. Nabisco, honey, they sold us out a long time ago, honey. None of their products taste the same anymore. They took an ingredient out. You can taste the difference. Don't have that. And then, mind you, the cookie got smaller and it cost you more money. You're paying more money and the cookie shrunk. It only tastes the same. True. And like I gotta tell y'all, honey, those who grew up in the South know about the South. You know, the vegetable people, honey. My parents are from the South. And let me tell you, my mother always had, God bless you, Mom, she always had a big garden. Learned everything about watermelon, all kinds of stuff. Ain't nothing like eating fresh vegetables. But let me tell y'all something else. Stop being stupid. Because something say it's organic, don't mean it's really organic, y'all. That's another way to get you to buy the product. And I tell you, I don't care who you are, organic or not. You're supposed to wash your freaking vegetables. And just like eating poetry, you're supposed to clean, sterilize it everywhere you can. That's why I'm very funny about places I don't eat out like that. I don't see how people do it. Spend your money and then you wonder why you're sick with salmonella and everything. Because you don't know who's cooking your food behind you. You should watch Food Network too. Because they got Impossible, they got different food shows on there. They showed, I like this one show, because they used to show the restaurant, what people be doing in the restaurant. They be cooking the food. Show you, look at this. You're in an expensive restaurant. That chef back there dropped the whole plate of salad on the floor. He picked that salad and put it back in the bowl and just fancied it up and went out and served it to you. And you gave him a big tip. Okay? And then show you how wasteful America really is. These restaurants, right, they have a certain date that they have to use the meats and stuff. Whether they're good or not, they got to throw them out. Somebody told me they get the best sirloin because they can't serve them to nobody and they can't sell them to nobody. So this one restaurant downtown Manhattan, this person go there like clockwork. He sells all that meat, steak, sirloin, expensive meat. That's still good. But the government has a padlock where they have to sell it at a certain date. They have to get rid of it. Still wrapped in everything. Ain't even been cut or nothing. Still in the package. This person makes a killing. Every month, he sells it into the neighborhood. People be like, wow, it was the best steak I had, honey. No fat on it either. The good steak. You know? But this is to show you how America is so wasteful. They're so wasteful when you got people, I ain't even talking about in these third world countries that's starving. You got people in the United States that's starving. You got people out here that you got more and more homeless people on the street. Subway. Go to Port Authority. At nighttime, you come in, say if you come on to the Port Authority and you're getting off the bus. God forbid, I hate buses. But let me tell you, I used to pick up my daughter, meet my daughter, coming in Port Authority. They make the whole waiting area and you stepping over bodies. Nothing but homeless people. They let them camp there late at night. And you got to step over bodies just to get out when you get off the bus. I ain't never said, look at this. Look at this. This is crazy. My point is, people, you need to get involved. This is Black History Month, as they call it. I call it across the board. It's about people of color, because we come in all shades. It's time you buckle down. Stop trying to please your pastor or whoever else and please yourself. Do the right thing. Get humble. Really get humble and help somebody. You might feel good inside knowing that you help somebody. Because you know what? One thing about me, every time I help somebody, I get joy just because I know I did something. So it breaks my heart when you don't receive the same thing, of course. But I know the Creator got my back, and I just keep on. I just keep on, people. You can't ask for nothing better than that. So I'm going to read one more thing to you before we close out. And keep in mind, you know, there's a lot of activities, you know, all over the city, Harlem, everywhere. They're celebrating Black History Month. You can also go online and Google different things. They got a lot of free stuff. And then, of course, they got a lot of stuff you got to freaking pay for. You know? So, you still have time. If you can go to one of these museums or something, take your kids, you know, to go check it out, do it. It's great. I mean, that's one thing I miss, because me and my kids, we used to go to Harlem every year. We go to museums, we go to different events, learn out what it is about being a person of color. Getting that understanding. It still goes back to, you need to get your education the best way you know how, you know, in terms of yourself. You don't have to get your education by going to college, but you definitely need to have a high school diploma. Because without the high school diploma, you can't do nothing. You really can't. You really can't. And it's true. At least get your high school diploma. So, I read that part to you. I'm going to read this one to you. I'm going to read you a quote from Martin Luther King. All right? You ready? Okay. Martin Luther King. He says, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. You heard that? Did y'all hear that? Read that again. I want you to get it. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Ooh, that's powerful. Powerful. Now, I don't know what happened to my other camera over here. I noticed that one ain't lit. But anyway, let me get back to it. Because I keep going to have to go on this side. But anyway. Thank you. Now, listen to this. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. That means get up out your slump, people. Make it happen. That means don't linger in your bed and get more depressed. You need to get up and work those bones, let that blood flow through your body. Go out and get that fresh air. That's what I do. I cannot be isolated too long. I have to get out. I have to. I cannot lay in a bed 24/7. I feel like if I lay in the bed that long, I'm going to get more sicker, which has happened. Stiff, where my body, I can't even get up out the bed. No, you got to get up. You got to get out. You got to make it happen. Okay, that's what I say about that. He says, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matters. The time is always right to do what is right. Hallelujah. Can't say no clearer than that. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at time of challenge and controversy. I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. You right about that. Because the more you hate and the more you're miserable, like our kids, they bully other kids because they're miserable at home or whatever's going on in their household. So they take it out on